Hello, welcome to the Tavern podcast. My name is Banta, and I am joined by Rover and Skymer. They are co-hosts with me. I am the leader. I'll be taking the limelight for this one because I have a massive tale to tell, a story to unravel, and I don't have the topics for today's discussions.
Well, that's basically the only topic, so why don't you kick us right off?
Okay, cool.
Go
It's
straight
all about
into
me.
it.
Okay,
It's
so
all about you today.
it is. All right, I went on holiday.
Right, that's it. No, bye, guys.
That's it.
Thank you very much for tuning in to the Tavern podcast. We're here every week.
Well,
Okay,
most weeks.
So, yeah, okay. How this went is I went on. I've lost my notes. Hang on, Facebook. I send them to myself on Facebook, and now I've lost them. Okay, there I am. All right, so. Yeah, so our flight in the morning, it was 2:30 a.m. We're going to Austria for like a family ski thing. It's not like family. It's sort of family, a little bit of family, and a lot of family friends or friends or whatever you want to call them.
How many people end up going then?
15.
And
And
it's a pretty big holiday.
they suffer from this thing called sheep mentality, and it's quite dangerous on a mountain because if someone goes the wrong way, they will all just follow them. They will all just follow each other, and it's like a line. If someone falls,
it's like the whole thing.
I
If somebody
so
jumps
get
off
that,
a mountain, would you do it?
Yeah,
Yes.
literally, because at one point, one of us went off the side and almost went into a frozen lake, and then 3 of us joined them. They all just bombed like kamikaze straight off the edge of the run.
Oh dear.
And I was one of them, but I'm not going to talk about that. It was a lot of cloud. We couldn't see much. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we spent 3 hours in shuttle to the airport. All right, so we were waiting to get to the plane for 3 hours, and I was dying for a piss, and there were no toilets. And we were just sitting on the runway, and I was not okay. But anyway.
Well, there are toilets on the plane, you know.
No, yeah, we weren't allowed to use them. It had the seatbelt sign on.
If you're taxiing,
Okay,
you just have to.
Yeah, you can't flush shit onto the runway, so they have to take you in the air to do that.
They don't flush it out.
Yeah.
They don't flush it out of the airplane.
That's a
They
myth.
don't?
Yeah, they
No,
don't.
that's
No, of course they don't.
Well, you learn something every day. Anyway, it was a pretty decent hotel, and Austria at the moment has a lot of snow. And when we went, it was a lot of snow. Like, in some places, it was 6 foot of snow. And
I would still be able to breathe.
while we were
You guys
there,
wouldn't.
literally, on the mountain next to us, I think it was 5 skiers died in an avalanche, and we were just like...
Oh, what? Why you were there?
Yeah, while we were there. And, so we were feeling a bit apprehensive. But anyway, forget about that, because the hotel was a nice hotel. It was like 4-star.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And, I shouldn't have been there. Honestly, I am not the type of person that should be in a 4-star hotel. The first night, me and my cousin, we were sharing a room. And we walked down to dinner, and we're sitting there at the table. We're the first ones, super early. And we're sitting there, and we asked the lady, I'm like, can we have some water, please? And she goes, oh, you have to buy it. We can't give you tap water. And me and my cousin were just like, looked at each other like, I have to buy water? What European Union shit is this? And so we said, nah, fuck that. We went upstairs. We grabbed our glasses that they gave us complimentary with the room.
Yeah.
I think we were allowed to take them. I don't know. But we filled them up with tap water and brought them down to dinner. And as we tried to walk back into the restaurant, this woman that had a haircut like, can I speak to the manager? Literally stopped me at the door, pushed me backwards so I spilt this water everywhere, and then slammed the restaurant door on me and locked me out.
What the hell?
And she literally just
This
said,
does
no
not sound
water.
4-star.
And I was standing there, I was in shock, soaking wet, and I'm just like, what the hell just happened? And my cousin just turns to me and he goes, it's capitalism. They're forcing us to buy water.
That is ridiculous.
And we cracked up.
Well, you see the thing about like stars, right? Stars has nothing to do with how good the hotel actually is. It's just about the facilities.
It's a certain amount of facilities. It's like I think to be a 5-star, like you need a gym,
and a swimming pool,
a spa, and a swimming
sauna
pool.
and
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
Yeah, and so that's the unwritten rule. It was literally you have to buy your own water.
I'm pretty sure that's against the law.
Apparently not in Europe.
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm pretty sure like it's a European Union law, which means that you have to be, if you eat like a meal out, you have to be served water with it if you
for
ask.
free. Yeah,
like tap water.
But man, it's because like, well, they get all their water from the reservoir in the mountains, so I assume like if a sheep dies in there, then it's not very sanitary. Anyway, yeah, so me and my cousin were having this massive battle with the hotel all week. We were refusing to buy water. It was just it was like it became just a matter of stubbornness. Like we would not bow to their fascist regime. And
yeah, of course, yeah.
So we started drinking the tap water, and I got really sick. Like, I was shitting water. It was disgusting. I had full-on, like, rabies on the first night. It was coming out both ends like torrents, and trying to ski while trying to keep your butt cheeks clenched in case you spurt out across the snow. I had to bring a second pair of underwear skiing with me because I was that scared to fart. It was that bad. So eventually I bought water.
Oh,
yeah, you get in.
That's fair enough, man.
Oh, it was rough, dude. And it wasn't the only time that I broke the hotel unwritten rules. I fucking...
Oh.
Was it just me that got that, or did you...
Yeah, I caught that as well.
Okay.
Oh, well, mine's still recording, so it's all good.
Yeah.
No, not the recording, just the Discord.
It's just a Discord, you know.
Oh, okay. So. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't the first time that I broke the hotel unwritten rules. The very next day, we went down for dinner. I'm wearing socks, ski socks, pretty thick, you know, nothing's going to happen with them. And I walk downstairs, and literally the owner of the hotel stops me at the restaurant door again, and he goes, "No socks!" And he hands me a pair of white spa slippers for the jacuzzi downstairs, and he just gave them to me, and he was like, "You wear these." And so I wore them for the rest of the week, and literally I was getting ridiculed by hotel staff. They were walking up to me and being like, nice shoe, man. I'm like, fuck off, you Austrian prick. Like, honestly, I like
everybody wear those shoes then?
No, apparently not. And it was just absolutely outrageous.
Maybe it's like an inside joke for like the staff.
Yeah,
managers.
so the managers just go up to random people they don't like. Yeah, just like, here, look at these idiots.
Or they think like they go up to people who they think look the most homosexual, you know? And,
the only shoes I brought with me were walking boots, so I was like, I'm not wearing them to dinner. I'm happy wearing socks. But no, I had to wear white, fluffy slippers the whole week. And,
sounds really nice.
Yeah, they sound cozy.
And they were free. I didn't take them home because they were cheap as shit. They were like wearing polystyrene on your feet. But
well, this 4-star hotel quickly is starting to sound like they're trying to be a little bit more than 4-star and completely failing.
Yep, they were honestly the rudest staff I've ever seen in my life. Even the fucking
they don't
cleaners.
Yeah.
Even the cleaners were rude. Like, they were literally... I came into my room one day, and they had shoved everything off the bedside table onto the floor, like, trying to fit it in my bag, and they missed. And it was literally just scattered across the floor, and I was picking up pennies for ages from underneath the bed. And I was just like, why would you do that? That's just... Why?
I love how it just cuts out for us, but the viewers
I know, every now and then.
You know? Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Okay, so yeah, that's... I kept breaking rules. I'm a bit of a rebel.
You sound like it.
Oh yeah,
you sound like the type of person I wouldn't like to speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, family-friendly content off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a family-friendly guy. You know, I make all kinds of family-friendly content, like
edgy siege moments.
Edgy siege moments. Yeah. The kids love that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down with the kids.
I'm down with... Yeah, I'm not going to go into this again.
No, please don't.
Please don't. I've heard enough.
Why? Okay, so... I'm a bit of a prankster when I'm on holiday. And I'm literally just listing things off of this list I have.
No, that's cool. You made a list that's more organised than I'll ever be.
We went into this restaurant and they had taxidermied animals like all over the walls. And one of them was like the head of a taxidermied rabbit, but it had the horns of like a small deer, like a muntjac or something.
I know those. Yeah,
like I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And it wasn't a real thing, it was a fake taxidermy
Obviously.
Animal. But I managed to convince everyone that they were real, that it was a real jackalope, and that they had brought jackalopes from North America into the Alps to introduce to control deer population. And I swear, I shit you not, everyone believed me for like 4 days. And I was literally every single day, like you would see like rabbit footprints in the snow and be like, look, jackalopes. And they were like, oh, no way, really? And we have this one guy with us who was like a photographer. And he took his camera out and I was like, you excited to see some jackalopes? He was like, mate, if we see a jackalope, I'm going to make front page news. I was just like, what the fuck? So I showed everyone pictures of jackalopes on Google Images, and they honestly believed it. And I was just sitting there like, "This is fake news. I'm the Daily
You are
Mail."
fake news.
Oh my god, it was so funny, dude. Like, the only reason that they found out it was fake because they googled it and Wikipedia was like, it's a mythological creature, and I was just like,
no, you should have turned around and said, why do you trust Wikipedia?
Yeah, I tried, but then they're like, no, it's not real. I was like, alright, you got me, guys. I'm Rumble.
But it's on the wall. It can't be a lie.
They got their revenge though, because I turned around and went, I'm just a cool guy, it makes up things, and then for the rest of the holiday I was known as cool guy. And I took that under my belt.
By your family?
Oh yeah, everyone.
And friends.
Oh yeah.
You know when your family calls you a cool guy, you've failed at being cool.
Even the waiters. The waiters would literally address me as cool guy.
What, right before they locked you out of your restaurant?
Yeah. I accidentally buried myself up to my neck in snow. And like,
well, if it was 6 foot tall, yeah, I can imagine.
And
your stories are either kind of overlapping now. I think you should hurry this up a little bit.
Someone skied past, and I was just like, "Wagwan, I'm cool guy," and they just stood there and took a picture of me and skied off. I honestly had no idea who they were.
They're just like, "Ooh, an idiot."
It's like when you go to
silly
China.
British people.
Yeah. It's like when you go to China because they like barely ever see people like really pasty pale.
Yeah.
And if you're a really pasty pale white person like Jacob or I, you know, like we'll go to China and they'll like start taking pictures with us. It's fucking beautiful. I love that shit. I feel like a celebrity. I just want to go to China so I can be average height and a celebrity, you know?
I want to go to China so I can be a giant amongst men.
Tower over them. I think you'd be
I'll be walking around 6'5", ginger and pasty white.
Dude, I reckon you'd
they
be
are
quite
gonna
threatening.
love me.
I can imagine like you walking up to me and me
No,
just
they all know
myself.
fucking martial arts, though, don't they? No, they're not threatened of anything.
They all know martial arts, and I'm the racist one. All right. Anyway,
the thing is, if you go to rugby tackle them anyway, you'll probably just hit them on their shoulders, you know, because
I mean, what's the average height? Is it like 5'7"?
It's actually
6?
5'6" for male in China. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably just chatting shit now. I actually don't know. I'm just making this up on the spot.
Something like that.
but yeah. Speaking of fake news, English like people are like, oh yeah, Austria is really struggling to deal with the amount of snow they had. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. The roads were clear, right? The roads were clear with like 6-foot walls of snow either side, but it was good. Like, it's just
so
England,
you know how you
isn't it?
drive on the motorway in England, right? How you can get how you get the motorway and then you have like little hills either side.
Yeah.
So they can flatten the road. Is it like that but with snow?
Yeah, but it was like vertical walls of death. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was the bot gone.
Okay.
So yeah, and I mentioned I was sharing a room with my cousin, and my cousin, he's a bit odd, but you know, it was fine. Apart from one time where I came back from a bar, and this bar they didn't use measurements when mixing drinks, and so I could have 3 of rum and cokes at the hotel we were in, and I would not be affected by it. I had 1 rum and coke at this place, and I was walking sideways, and I got back to the hotel, and I walk up to the room, and I'm banging on the room, and I'm like, yo, let me in, I know you're in there. I thought he was asleep, so I went down, and I got the owner, and he unlocked the door for me, and I walked in, and it was like a trap, because as soon as I walked in, I realised that there's no key in this room. My cousin has taken the key, and he has walked off somewhere, and I was now stuck in the room because I can't lock it, and it would have been fine if he was gone for like half an hour or something. He was gone for 3 hours.
Oh my god.
And I was sitting in the room for 3 hours while everyone was in the bar downstairs, and I'm just waiting for him to come back with the key. Because we got like MacBooks, we got like phones everywhere,
yeah,
and I'm just like,
in there.
I could not leave the room.
Yeah.
I almost jumped over the balcony, I honestly did.
Talk real quick, just to interject. Talking about MacBooks, my my dad's girlfriend, right? Her mum does tons of bingo,
Oh yeah.
and the other day she thought she'd like go and have a game of bingo,
Yeah.
and she won a brand new MacBook Air.
Holy shit! What, she actually got it?
Like the new MacBook Air?
Yeah, new MacBook Air.
New MacBook Air looks like how the old MacBook Air should have been.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the old MacBook Air. Like I always thought the Air models of the Apple stuff was the cheap versions, because Air sounds
Light.
cheap, you know. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds light. Like it sounds the same sort of way how you'd have like a phone light version or something.
Is the end
That's
of
what
this?
it sounds like.
Is the
But
end,
no.
is the end of this story? And now she's a gambler for life.
Yeah. Now she's got a gambling addiction.
She's gonna win all the MacBooks.
No, she probably already had a gambling addiction.
Yeah. So
Moving
adding
on.
on to the hatred, the hatred of the hotel staff towards me. My first night, I walked upstairs and there was a big sign on this door saying, "Open this direction and only this half of the door." I completely ignored it, went to the other door, opened it in the wrong direction, and literally broke
Oh.
it off the hinges.
Oh,
This big double door
why?
literally just broke off the hinges.
No,
Just went-
they must have
like they went
absolutely
slam on the
hated
floor.
you.
I did a quick look around to check that no one was watching. I just sprinted to the room and locked myself inside. And then I came down for dinner like 3 hours later, and it's still lying there on the floor.
Oh.
So I just had to step over it and go to dinner and come back. And it was like that for
You're
2
the
days
worst.
until they
You're
fixed
the
it.
You are the
worst.
worst.
No, to
Has
be
anybody
fair,
ever
when I
told
came
you
back up,
you're
I
the
picked it up
worst?
and I dragged it to the side
So-
and put it up against the wall.
You know how when you go on holidays, on like these package holidays to these like places like Austria for skiing and stuff like that, and there's always that one family which like are really obnoxiously loud and like they're just rude and they do everything horrible and it's all wrong.
That's
and
banned.
they make your week an absolute misery. That is you, Ben.
That is banned. All the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. I just spilled water all down myself. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, loud and obnoxious. I'll tell you something about loud and obnoxious, right? You're always calling me the racist one. I was genuinely shocked by this guy we were skiing with. He's like 65 or something.
Well,
we're
he's going to
skiing
be
with him.
racist.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And
it's-
we got onto the topic of politics and Brexit and shit like that, and he was saying about how Margaret Thatcher was the one true Prime Minister of England and all this shit.
It's
And
true.
I'm like, this is stuff that I can take because it's an opinion. But then we were sitting on a chairlift going up, and he's like, oh, all those migrants that came over, we should have made an example of the first ones. All the ones that came over, we should have lined them up along the cliff and shot them off the cliff.
No.
And I literally
Oh
just sat
my
there. And I looked
God.
at my cousin. Like, my cousin's a massive left-wing guy, and he was sitting there biting his glove, and I was just like, no way. And I turned around to him and was like, didn't the Nazis do that? And he went, yeah, the British did it as well. And I was just like, oh, shit. And there's these Austrian guys on the thing, and he starts talking about how all youngsters have we're too weak and we need to go fight in a war. He's never fought in a war in his goddamn life.
Yeah, he's
Anyway,
40.
he was saying like the most humble experience is going to Auschwitz, and next to these Austrian guys where it's illegal to talk about this stuff. And I'm sitting there on the chairlift, and he's just talking about Auschwitz, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god. I was tempted to just lift the bar and jump off. Like, honestly, the amount of times I contemplated suicide that holiday was ridiculous.
Dude, I'm not even surprised, man.
Oh,
my
man, that was
God.
so. It was because he said, like, when I say it, I laugh. I laugh it off. I say it as a joke.
Yeah, but he was dead serious.
It was. Oh man, I was so freaked
my
out.
God, that is crazy. Well, it sounds like you had a pretty good holiday.
Hey, Ruber, I
Yeah.
found out the average height of the Chinese person.
What is it?
5'6.5".
Oh my God. That's tiny.
Yeah, that's smaller than me. I feel
What's it? Is that a Chinese man as well?
it's a Chinese man.
And the height of a average British man's like 5'10", right?
Yes.
5'11".
Yeah, I'm average.
And-
Woo.
And the average height for a woman's like 5'6.5", right?
5'7", 6", yeah.
So, are they still technologically behind in the ages, or
What, China? No.
Dude,
Oh.
they're definitely not. They're actually middle class now. Like
Oh,
they have
yeah,
like
yeah.
a massive middle. They're exporting all of their like workforce and manufacturing processes to Africa now.
Oh my
Africa's
God.
the new China.
Africa is the
That's
thing. Is
scary.
that Africa? Like, I feel bad. Well, you can't say Africa's the poorest continent, right? Because
is.
It's not. It's not.
give me a poorer one.
Antarctica.
Damn it.
No, you can make it sound better. They're the sixth
Uh-huh.
richest.
Antarctica doesn't have any debt.
That's true. Oh my god.
Yeah, but Africa doesn't have
Damn.
any diamonds thanks to England. Woo! Alright.
I don't think it was just
Should we just when the podcast blows up, and it gets massive, we should go to China and rule them as gods.
When this blows up,
I don't think we should
when
say
this
that
blows
to
up,
them,
we're gonna go like James Gunn style. They're gonna find all these comments and just be like, "Look what you did trying to be funny when you were teenagers," and then we'll be like, "Damn it."
That was my first tweet on Twitter.
Dude,
Literally,
that was
yeah.
me on on Friday. I was like, dude, somebody's gonna find this shit if I don't delete it right now. They're gonna clip it, and 12 years later, I'm gonna be in a stable job, and they're gonna find me saying the F-bomb on Twitch.
Let's talk about your Friday. Go on. You've hyped it
Right,
up.
yeah, let's do it.
No,
Let's do
I don't
it.
even remember what happened.
All right, I'm gonna have to talk about it then because Skymer will remember nothing. All right.
I remember small snippets.
One too many right notes.
So basically,
Zuckles.
Skymer decided.
Oh yeah, Zuckles.
Skymer decided that he'd get wasted,
Right.
completely
I
wasted.
didn't decide this at all. I actually got a story of how I got that wasted.
Okay. All right,
I
go.
was-
You decided.
No, I didn't decide. I was watching.
You
the Grand
decided
Tour-
to drink.
Okay, I decided to drink, but I need to tell my story. How
Therefore,
I
you
got
decided
wasted,
to
right?
get drunk.
No, so I felt myself going, and I was watching. The Grand Tour, right?
Yeah.
Absolute beautiful show.
Really good
Top
episode.
tier,
I
by
really
the way.
loved it. I really loved it. I was watching it. I had a glass of Bekarovka, and I was drinking it. I had my first glass, had my second glass, had my third glass, and I got to my fourth glass, and I was like, "Oh, there's not really that much left in here. I might as well have another one afterwards." And I tipped and this is a proper big glass of 40% alcohol,
Okay.
so about 20 units or something. And I hadn't eaten all day. And
Okay.
I was like, dude, I don't feel good drinking this. I'm not going to be able to drink this. And I'm like, fuck it. And I just drink it all down in one, a proper big glass. And I'm like, why did I do this? And then I'm like, well, now that that's over, I might as well go talk on on a Discord or something. So I jump into Swagger's Discord.
Oh no.
And I start speaking to people, and I'm like, "Hey, I should live stream this." So I start live streaming, right? And I don't remember anything after then. I remember talking to this guy who was fake Russian, and we were having a good conversation. I felt tipsy then, but I was in control, And
And all of a sudden, you weren't.
all of a sudden, I just remember small little flashes, I remember coming back in and being like, "Oh, my best friends are here." I swear I just turned into Zuckles, But I don't remember anything. I remember I was on this call, and then I started I was I don't even remember what happened. I think I just clicked on home, and then clicked on Rover, and then clicked call. I don't know why. And he added me to this group, and I was still streaming at this point. Oh no!
What happened, Rover?
I don't remember what happened. So you're gonna have to pick up. Rover.
Yeah, after that, it just kind of developed from there. He fell off his chair. I clipped it. It was rather hilarious. I don't know if it's still on my Twitch. It said it was there for 7 days, so we'll see if it's still there. I hope it is. It was.
I want to see that.
It was
I'm
amusing.
sorry. I really wish I didn't delete that of all things.
man.
It was highly amusing.
It was so funny. I remember doing it as well, but I remember.
Oh no,
thinking,
because you deleted your stream, maybe it
Yeah.
deleted my clip.
Yeah.
I
But I remember falling off my chair, and just when I was going, I was thinking, "Oh, I'm falling off my chair. Oh well,
Yeah,
it'll be
no,
it'll be
literally.
funny if I do it anyway." And then, but then I don't think I actually could have stopped myself, but I just felt myself falling. I was probably
Yeah.
already on the ground by the time I was thinking that. Actually,
Basically, right? He looked up, and then he rolled his head to one side, and then he kept rolling. And he just kept rolling, and then he was on the floor, and you could hear you could just hear a.
Oh. I don't have any bruises. I'm surprised.
I had
No, you have cuts though.
I have.
He basically
so
right.
many
So
cuts.
basically, another story. We were just
Oh.
talking in a Discord. We invited loads of people into the Discord,
yeah.
and then and so we're just talking, and then we're like, so this is me, Ben, and Nebula. So 3 people I was just talking
Who's
playing
Nebula?
CS:GO with. It's a guy that Ben knows. It's a friend of Ben's.
I remember saying, "Shut the fuck up, Neb." I just remember saying
Yeah.
that. I don't remember.
Just
who it is.
those few things, yeah.
So you know Zuckles Bants.
Yeah.
All right, I just won't continue talking.
I feel like I turn into Zuckles when I'm drunk.
Shit.
Like a high Zuckles. Oh nah.
So Rover, how do you get his cuts?
All right, so
We say,
so we're sitting with about 4 people. We're sitting there with about 6, 7 people, and I'm like, "Oh, does anyone want to play Uno?" And so Scam's like, "Oh yeah, let's go play Uno." And so he's like, "Who has Uno?" And then 3 people are like, "No, we don't." And so Scam's like, "I'm gonna buy you Uno, autists." And so he runs out of his room, goes to get his credit card, but he runs out of his room and he's gone for 45 minutes. We're sitting there. I'm trying to call him and stuff. He doesn't have my new number or my old number on his phone, and so he's sitting there. He's just ignoring my calls because he's drunk and he can't understand them. And then he gives me a message that, like 3 days later, like, "Hey, is this you?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's gone for 45 minutes. Comes back with his coffee instead, and then I'm trying to talk Skymer out of doxing himself live.
I didn't even have
and
my
he's
card
like,
with me, but
yeah, he didn't even have his card, but I didn't know that, and so I'm just trying to talk him out of not buying everybody Uno.
Oh man. But how do you get the cards?
dude, so you know the guy from
No, online.
Oh.
I was talking to Navian and like he said that you know the video with Swagger, right, where he goes, "I'm not gay, it's a fetish." Apparently I said that, and then I said to Swagger, like this guy called Swagger, and I'm like, "I love you, but you're," and then the F-bomb on Twitch, you know, the word you can't say. I was like, I literally called him that on stream.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was not great. I'm not gonna lie.
I can imagine.
I'm laughing so much at that. That's the funniest thing I've ever said in my life. I love you, but you're a... And then...
That's pretty scuffed. Wow.
no.
Speaking of unconsciousness, I had a guy...
Oh, and he came back with razor cuts as well because he fell into barbed wire.
No, I left... I remember this so vividly. I don't remember why I was out there. I don't remember that at all. But I remember I was walking out. I looked out, like, because... at the edge of like my garden there's like a field and stuff, but there's like barbed wire fence separating us. I remember just standing there looking at like the field and stuff in the dark. Like the moon was really bright, so I could see everything and stuff.
Okay.
And I remember just feeling like, oh, I feel a little bit sick, so I lean forward, then I fall over onto the barbed wire.
Oh no.
And I get my leg stuck on the barbed wire, right?
Yeah, that's how jackalopes die. Yeah, go on.
And I'm like, what's a sensible thing to do? And like I try like pull myself up using the barbed wire with my hands. Stupid idea. So I got these massive cuts on my hands from the barbed wire, and I'm like bleeding from my hands, but I don't even know it. Like I was so out of it. And
You'd just be lucky that it didn't go into your eye or something.
I know, but the cut is so close to my eye.
Yeah, it was. You showed me a picture of it. It was really close. That could have ended really badly.
I know. I could have lost.
And
my eye.
you were on your own, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like there was no way that you, like, if you had fallen over out there,
I'd have got tetanus and died.
Probably, yeah.
And but like my legs are stuck, and I don't know how they got stuck in the barbed wire, but they're stuck in the barbed wire. And I'm like, what can I do? Well, I can take off my trousers, pull off my trousers from the barbed wire, and put them back on. And it's freezing cold outside, and like, and so I'm just chilling there, and I'm like trying to but like I've got bloody hands, right? So like my hands are like fumbling about at my flyer, and I've got blood all over my crotch from doing this, and it's gonna look so bad. Oh, I got blood all over my trousers as well. It's disgusting. Blood and dirt. It does not look good. It looks like somebody had, dude, legit.
bloody shit.
Yeah, it looks like somebody had like the worst kind of kinks that you possibly could.
The worst
orgasm.
So you almost lost an eye. I have a joke. Yeah. What's what do you call a Skymer with no eye?
No idea.
Skimmer.
Nah, actually it's a Y. So
I want to die.
But it's a Y, not an I.
But anyway, talking about unconsciousness, we had 3 knockouts on holiday.
Well, you went skiing. That's not a surprise.
Oh, but not in the way you think. So the first one was literally someone skied into a forest and knocked themselves out on a tree branch.
Well, that's not good. That's lethal.
Another one, a bit less timid, but not as extreme as the last one. But anyway, the second one, we were tobogganing on the last day, and the guy in front of me is going along, and it's just a gradual downhill slope, just a straight line with a slight curve at the end. And the slight curve, you think, oh, I can just sort of lean into it, and I'll just turn around it. You can't. For some reason, that turning is literally just straight into a 6-foot wall. First time we did it, I hit that wall and embedded my sled into the wall, 3 foot in the air, and I was sliding down on my arse for 10 meters, and I had to go back and pull it out. But this guy, the second time, I slowed down before it. He just goes full on, plows into it, does 3 somersaults, lands on his face, his shoe rolls off down the slope, and he's lying there on his face, like, not moving. I'm the only one around, and I pull up next to him, I'm like, "You right, bud? Mate, you're right." And he's lying there, like, literally motionless, and then he lifts his head up after about 30 seconds and goes, "Ah!" I was just like, all right, I'll go get help, and I tobogganed off, and then like he followed me soon after. So
the funniest thing
Tobogganed off.
about like the barbed wire though is because I had to take my belt off. I left my belt out there.
Is it still out there to this day?
No, I got it. I went and got it like the evening. I was like, hang on, let me just go check, and I'm like, oh, my belt's here. Oh, okay.
But anyway, the last knockout was the most surprising. So 15 of us, it's a big group to manage, and this 65-year-old, another guy who is probably about 60, and a Austrian ski coach. They're going along, they're skiing sort of near each other, and our one, like, maybe 60-year-old, he skis over the back of the coach's skis. So the coach chases after him and shoves and pushes him from the back, pushes him onto his face on the slope. And this 65-year-old guy, the guy that wants to shoot the migrants, he comes after him, must be going at least 30 miles an hour, and just soccer punches him round the face.
What the hell?
And the Austrian ski coach is off in the snow, and then he leaps off his skis and dives on him, and they're rolling around the snow. And my dad had to ski in between them and stick his pole into ski coach's like neck and just be like, "Guys, stop it." And
What the hell?
so that was
hilarious.
that was pretty extreme, yeah. Oh
Man.
Sounds like a good experience.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
you
only
said it
time
wasn't
that
scary.
I'm also a loudmouth is when I'm skiing, because I know that I can ski faster than 90% of the people on the mountain. So if someone
you're
pisses
heavier.
me off, I will literally say, yeah, because I'm fat, and I will literally say what I want to them, then ski off like as fast as I
It's
can.
like, yeet.
Like, I can ski, I shit you not, I think the fastest is probably 60 miles an hour. Just based
That's
on
far.
other people's timings and how I was the fastest one out of all of us, and someone else got 60 and I was going faster than them. So, over 60 miles an hour. And so, yeah, I can say what I want. There's so many people were just like skiing in front of me, cutting me up, and I'm just like, "Oh, sorry, mate, am I in your way?" You know?
You're the worst kind of person.
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself
You
killed.
are the worst.
Some of them, like, I bet one of them would just have like a sharpened ski pole and they'd just stab it in me. Yeah. So I think that's mainly all the sort of stories I have from my holiday. The vlog I'm doing could be a potential face reveal. Don't know.
Oh.
Maybe.
I've already seen
Oh.
your face.
Yeah. Have you? No, I don't
Yeah,
think you have.
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't check Instagram. And yeah, so I don't know. The vlog's going to be a pretty chill thing, and I'm just going to link this podcast and be like, "Yo, this is the scuffed version."
I like. I respect.
Okay, all
I
right.
respect the grind.
Okay, that was strange. I like and respect. All right, no problem. But
Aye. Well, it sounds like you had a good time overall.
yeah, did everyone miss me?
No.
Yeah, I did.
I realised you were gone, I'm going to be honest.
We got affection from Skymer.
I only ever talked to you on the podcast. So.
To be fair, I don't think I spoke to like Rover that much that week.
Yeah.
No, this week I've been at school every week till 6:30 revising.
Oh, have you got mock soon then, or?
Nope. But that's what I'm
He
doing.
just
up
wants to
until my
revise.
Fair.
He has a
I
revising
would do that.
fetish.
I would do that too.
Um,
if I actually could, but I'm too lazy.
So you could. You're just too lazy.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's what I said. You know.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
The main issue is that I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The main issue is that I'm a bit of a degenerate.
I'm a complete layabout. It doesn't do anything with his life.
I'm a liability to the country.
It's funny. I'm cutting myself quite deep with this. Yeah. Yeah, my holiday was... Other than that, it was alright. I mean, I guess it was alright. I kind of hurt someone a bit because I threw a chocolate bar at him. But the chocolate bar it had been left on the balcony for 4 days.
To be fair, if it's cold, chocolate
It was
bars
freezing.
It was
Yeah.
-12.
Yeah, and have you ever tried to eat like a frozen
it
Snickers
literally-
bar or something?
Dude,
The
Snickers
sound
bars
it
are the
made.
best.
The sound it made
Frozen
when the
Snickers,
corner of
mate.
it hit their head, it was
Dude.
it was like a
No.
bird
That is
hitting a
mega
window. It
oof.
was like
Oh my god.
boom,
That is a mega oof.
massive oof. So
That's an oof right there.
other than that, have you guys been doing anything fun?
I watched the Grand Tour. That was a fantastic episode. That
I
one.
did the same thing. It
I
was very good.
absolutely loved that episode. Like, I must admit, I'm a car guy, and like
Really?
nobody really likes muscle cars. You know, like nobody.
I do.
Nobody sensible likes muscle cars, or at least, in the words of Clarkson, nobody sensible admits they like muscle cars.
My dad was going to get a Mustang instead of his RS, but the RS is a 4-door. That's the only reason.
You should
More
have
of a
got.
family car.
But the Mustang, like, not the EcoBoost one, please. Because if he got the EcoBoost one, I would have literally wanted to rip his head off, because that's not a muscle car.
I know nothing.
No, it wasn't the
I know
EcoBoost.
nothing about cars.
No, it was either the Mustang or the RS. And he went for the RS because it was a 4-door, more of a family car as well.
Fair.
And that was it, because obviously with me and Ryan, which is my brother, he needs more of those seats, you know?
Yeah, them seats. I know them seats. Yeah, I know nothing about cars. I just know that I like rat rods. They're pretty, and they make loud noises.
Dude.
They go.
I like
Yeah.
I
I like
love
hot
them.
rods.
But otherwise,
rat
yeah,
rods are cool, man.
don't know a lot about cars. So
I like Hot Wheels.
So I mean, while we were away skiing, there was a lot of news of Brexit, which was kind of a downer on the whole.
I actually didn't.
England
I didn't
thing.
hear any of the news.
No, I didn't either.
Like
I was
even
actually staying away
Austrians,
from
they
it.
were playing the Austrian news, and it had the bloody prime minister talking, and then Jeremy Corbyn was like,
Prime
"Oh, we need a referendum or something." I don't fucking know, dude. I wasn't listening to any of it.
Speaking of Jeremy Corbyn,
oh yeah,
do you remember Jeremy Carbine?
Oh, Jeremy Corbyn.
Never mind. Don't worry. It's a little bit of a meme.
Oh.
I made it back in the erection.
For those of you at home and possible American listeners, I'm about to make a prediction.
I'm gonna delete that.
It's going to be, hey, Brexit won't happen. Calm your tits.
It probably won't, but we'll have a shit economy.
This is what made
Thing
me
is
laugh.
though, is that either way though, it's going to be a shit situation.
Oh yeah.
If we stay, then EU will make us their bitch.
I disagree. I think that if sorry to go
I'll
into
ring the alarm.
politics,
I'll
I
ring
need
the
to.
politics alarm.
No. We said we wouldn't.
Okay,
but it's
let's
fine.
just hear Skyman's opinion, then end it.
Yeah, I'll have the last say. Okay.
Okay.
So, I think that Brexit is better long term, but terrible short term.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough. Anyway,
Moving on. out of
it did make me
politics.
laugh a bit how if I go into like something like Fitz's Discord where I get all my subs from, if I go into there and I start talking to Americans and they're always like, oh hey, how's Brexit going? I can now turn around to them and go, hey, how's your country literally being locked down by your leader going? You haven't
Yeah,
been paid in a
your
month.
government is literally gone. It's literally
Do you think-
decided to quit.
Do you think America at this point is just becoming a glorified prison?
It's just a meme. The whole country is just a meme.
Do you think
No,
it's just a
I
glorified
think-
prison? You know, where
no,
they're just keeping
I think
people
glorified prison is far too generous. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, prisoners don't have guns. Incidentally, the whole argument
They kill
for them
other
having
prisoners.
guns, like in their amendment and everything, they're like, "Oh, we keep our guns so the government can't go rogue and keep us all hostage. We can overthrow them if
Government
we
shuts
need to."
down.
Excuse me,
Government shuts
the
down.
whole country's on lockdown. What do you mean? What is your guns doing now? Anyway, it's just dumb. And I think that the
Moving on
last
from
meme,
politics.
the last meme ever, is going to be nuclear warfare. That'll be the last meme. complete
And then it'll be
apocalyptic
over.
destruction.
What do you guys think of streaming?
Streaming, I would love to give it a go, but I have no traction.
Right, alright. I'm getting into it.
Oh,
Are you?
Yes, so I've showed you my, like, sort of channel stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm using. So I made myself some nice channel art.
ooh. I redid my channel art. I don't know if anyone's noticed. It's not very creative.
No.
It's alright. You
I
don't need
liked
to be
it.
creative.
I actually really liked
I
it.
literally just crossed it out and was like, nah.
No, but like I made myself some. Basically, right. I was actually quite proud of myself because I've taken the logo Skymer made me, right, ages ago, which is my current logo,
Okay.
and I photoshopped it because I don't have the layered file,
Neither do
so I just have the flat file. Yeah, and so I took the flat file Skyman gave me, and moved the main logo to the bottom, extended the background upwards, blurred it together so it looks alright, and then got the same coloured lines, and then added the glow effect behind it, all from a flat image,
Huh.
which is actually quite impressive
Yeah,
for
give him a
me
big clap for
because
that.
I don't usually Photoshop.
Press F in chat for cool guy.
I know.
Rover.
I know.
Guess what I just
Yeah.
found?
What did you just find?
The layered.
No, I hate you.
Nah.
Anyway, no, but it's really cool. I'll put it in the photo sharing real quick, and you guys can see. You guys in the obviously listen to the tavern. You won't be able to hear, but you won't be able to see. Sorry, but
Yeah,
I
my
can't see anyway.
my new artwork. It was literally just a case of put my new picture on there, cross out the Wednesday, and just write something else in the place because I'm done doing regular uploads.
why?
It's just too much effort. Doing subtitles literally takes me like 3 days to
Right,
finish
there
a
we go.
video.
I've put it into photo sharing.
But yeah, my videos need to be more of a hobby and less of a full-time job.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm doing one a week, and mine are pretty low effort.
like seriously, subtitles literally cuck me. I can't. I
I'm
literally
doing one a
can't.
month, and even that's too much.
What is your new video,
Yeah.
by the way? You mentioned it and you haven't talked about it.
What my new video was
Oh,
kind of.
Skymer's new video.
So it
Yeah,
was supposed to
so-
come out this today, but like yesterday something came up with this YouTuber called Lieutenant Cobra, right? And this is some juicy beef right now with
Ooh.
this YouTuber called Just Destiny. And right now everyone's calling him out, basically saying he's a bit of a pedophile, whatever else. I'm not sure about the pedophile part, but I think that he's a bit of a sketchy character.
Whoa. Okay.
But I kind of can't really talk about it.
Okay, alright.
Until like I actually find the evidence again.
You're
'Cause
welcome.
I tweeted it. Yeah. I wanted to like just put it up on like Twitter or something and just put the audio up and just leave it at that, but it's not going to work. And like I have a lot of the evidence right now. I don't have any video recordings, which is kind of a bit annoying, but that's how it is.
Okay.
It will just have to be someone's word against someone else's word.
So you're just doing
I
more
don't know if,
exposure videos?
I don't want it to be a video on my channel, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, alright.
But because I made a video before, like I didn't ever want it to be a video on my channel, but more something on Twitter or like just an MP3 file, which people can like just listen to.
Yeah.
But I also needed to have the evidence with it. So if I did it in the form of Twitter, you have the MP3 file above, and then you have the pictures of the evidence and everything like that. Maybe some videos, whatever else, of like the evidence and everything like that underneath. So this was something which I basically just worked on today. I comprised everything which I knew about the guy because the whole community is just like, this guy is terrible. I think he's terrible, but not for the same reasons that everyone else says he's terrible. Like, I think, yes, that contributes to it, but basically what everyone else at the moment is saying is he's sexualizing young teenagers, like 15, 14, 13-year-olds, right, in his thumbnails.
Yeah, who would do... Oh, in thumbnails, okay. I was going to say, who would do that? No, not this
So
guy.
There you go, Skymer. Talking about evidence and stuff. That's evidence right there.
So
no, of course, that's what everyone else is saying right now, but I'm saying...
I'm looking at your channel.
Like, that on itself isn't that bad. But yeah, I've removed the video of him.
Okay,
because
which
somebody
had, like,
somebody called me out and just said,
20K
"Hey,
views.
like you're kind of just kissing his ass," and I'm like, "Hang on, you missed the point here." I was kissing his ass, but at the same time I was criticizing him as well. The reason why I kissed his ass is so that he doesn't take it the wrong way. He doesn't
And
send me
comrade
hate.
you.
Yeah.
Which is good that he didn't. He probably took it the wrong way to what you were going after. But
Yes.
he didn't take it the wrong way, as in, like,
Right.
he
And
thought...
I think, the phrase, running with the rabbits and hunting with the wolves, or whatever it is. I can't actually remember what it is, but something like that. I think that kind of applies there, because you're trying to take both sides, like trying to appeal to both sides, but what actually happens is none of them like you.
do
You just
nothing,
you just get hated by both. Because I tweeted the first bit of evidence, and I went through my tweets and archives to see if I could find this picture, and I removed it because it had this thing which meant that you could link it to the person who took the screenshot, and not a good plan. And so I deleted the tweet, and I had the photo on my old phone, but I don't have it on my current one, and I don't want to ask that person because we're kind of chill, but we didn't leave on like the best terms, if that makes sense. And they were just kind of like, "Hey, don't kind of share that stuff."
Okay.
So
stay tuned, in other words.
yeah, but
Okay.
hopefully my actual video, which I've been working on, kind of related,
Okay.
is coming out soon. It's so artsy though. It's like it's got like so much philosophy, so much art, so much like I'm so proud of it. Maybe
So,
not the best voiced video, maybe not the best substance to it, but like I just love the way I did so much of like the editing and stuff like that.
So you're not going to post any scuffed videos?
No,
So-
dude, not on my channel.
The collaboration we've got going here between me, you, and Rover, it's a bit of an odd one.
It's so good, isn't it? It's like
It
it's like a
is.
mixture of
Because
all
on
these
my
different
channel,
worlds.
you're the
what?
you're
We have
the
a
antichrist to
collaboration?
my video. You're trying to
Yeah.
calm me down when I'm on a rant. Rover is yet to appear in a video, but he will.
You can probably just play along,
It's Uno. It's Uno.
Okay, yeah.
You're the butt of the joke, Rover. But no, Rover's like another. He's not scuffed. But he's good. But it's such a weird
See, I have two
collaboration.
modes. I'm like either scuffed or I'm pretentious as fuck.
Yeah, there's only two ways. There's only two ways it can go.
Yeah.
I just have banter main. That's all you will ever see of me. Unless you meet me in person, then you will see not banter main. That's tomorrow morning. There's a channel update going where I just sort of make that clear on my channel. I just say like, look, banter main is not me. I'm not a racist,
Yeah, this is not me. I'm playing a character.
I'm not playing
Yeah.
a character. It's just the persona that comes out when I'm the center of attention. When I'm the person making the videos and doing all this stuff, it just happens. It's not it's not intentional, and it's not how I am in real life. I mean, I'm certainly not about killing all the blacks. That's just the internet doing that to me.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've always been like careful about saying that kind of stuff because
It can be taken out of context.
Yeah.
that's kind of why I didn't want to have I didn't even want to see what I said in that stream. I just skipped through a little bit.
Oh
I'm like,
man,
yeah, I'm gonna
that'd be
delete
funny.
that.
That'd be funny as fuck, dude.
Because like, just imagine just being like sat in your job like 20 years later, and some like angry SJW transgender pansexual motherfucker like comes along, and they just like slap down this massive sheet of stuff,
It's
and
just
like
a massive
it's just like
folder of
it's just
things,
like
yeah.
it's just like a time code for like that one stream, like all of these different time codes noted down and said like, you said this word, you did this, and they just like put it on the my employer's desk, and they're just like, we need to get rid of him, and I'm like, I have a family, I have a wife, I have kids, I have fucking cats, like, don't put this all out of the home. Just be like, nope, you're out.
So the thing is, for
There
me,
we go.
like, there's not a lot that can be traced from my channel back to me. There is it's a huge amount, but there's nothing that could be substantial. Like, you can't go from my Facebook account to my YouTube in any way.
No, the thing is though, is that I've got my face on my channel,
Yeah. I mean, mine will be.
but I don't think I've done anything controversial. The main worry I have about my channel is the fact that I have debated people in comments, and whether that would lead back to my main channel. Like, usually it's nothing major, but it's like it's things as stupid as like console wars and how they're stupid.
Yeah.
To like, and don't get me wrong, every now and then there is one about like identity politics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's scary when that can come later and bite you in your ass.
That's one of the things. Like, do you remember when I used to be like this Leafy clone? Dark times, man. I was 15. I was an angsty 15-year-old. I didn't like fully understand. Like, yeah, I was actually kind of mature back then, but at the same time, I didn't really understand everything. Like, in some ways I was mature, other ways I was completely immature. So I'm happy I'm not like that anymore, but like at the same time, it's like I've unlisted the videos, so you can still find them if you liked them, right? So you can go down and like videos, and you can find them through the playlist and that kind of stuff. I've not privated them because at the same time, like, I want to be reminded that it's not me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You want that reminder that you've changed.
Yeah.
Like I never think taking down or like deleting videos. I never think you should do that.
I wanted to just unlist me being drunk, to be honest. I wanted to just private that stuff, but I couldn't.
I don't think deleting is the right way. I think privating is fine, unless it's like complete, like awful, absolutely awful.
Maybe I should have done it with my what do you call it? With my stream. Maybe it was good I did it, probably, but I don't know.
There was nothing wrong with your stream. You didn't say anything like offensive or anything.
I was actually really surprised about how like
you said autistic a lot,
dude. But I don't know. Some people like because like I'm gonna be real. Like a lot of my friends, I I've got like I hang out in a couple different groups at school. Like one group which I hang out with and play like D&D with. Oh, they play D&D. Obviously, there's something a little bit scuffed about them. But they accept it, right? They actually like some of them are formally diagnosed and they just accept it as a joke. Like, and they're just totally fine with joking about it. And it's like. Yeah, but other people aren't, and I get that, and there's like different severities of it, so it's just about who you're around, because
absolutely it's like some people are okay joking about some stuff and other people aren't,
so
and that's okay.
I found this YouTuber, actually. I want to just put this in here because I've been working on this project for ages and I've just kind of put it in the fridge for now, and it's about gamer girls or just girls in general in the internet.
Yeah, you've been working on that for months now.
I've just put it in the fridge, really. It's so to say. I've not done anything with it, but it's kind of still there.
My opinion has changed quite a lot on that in recent.
I want to re-interview you. I want to. So here's the funny thing, though. I found this YouTube channel called Spontaneous or something like this.
I found her as well.
I found her
Siege videos.
Yeah, I found her like when she had 3,000 subscribers, and I was about to email her, just say, "Hey, look, I'm doing this project. I'm about to like do all of this stuff, but I've got to get through my other video first, and I'm going to continue working on this." And I was going to send her everything which I had so far, ask for her feedback, and also ask if I could interview her. She had 3,000 or like 1,000 subscribers, I thought. And I come back the next day and I see something like 10,000 subscribers, and I'm like, maybe I just misread it. And then like I come back today, 50,000.
Yeah, she's been gaining like mad subs recently.
I mean, that's
I'm not gonna lie though, like I don't really like her voice that much.
That's
like,
sort of the same.
It doesn't mean like I hate her as a person, because I have no issue with them as a person. I just find them a little bit annoying with their voice. Like, I'm sure they're a lovely person to speak to, but like, do you ever just get that with some people where I can tolerate them, right? I can tolerate people like that. You can't
control that.
No, you can't. And like, it's the same way with squeakers though in game. Like, I don't care if you're a squeaker. Like, I might mention it once or something like that, but I won't make a massive deal out of it. I'll just let you play, you know?
Yeah, but on the same sort of way, it's like, it's annoying.
Yeah, but it's not like, I'm going to treat you completely differently because you're like this.
No.
But I just think maybe if I had the choice, I probably wouldn't like listen to it that much.
I met this guy, this YouTuber in Fitz's Discord. He had 1,000 subscribers. This was, 2 months ago? Yeah. I looked at his channel today, he has 14,000 now.
People just blow up.
I was sitting here and literally, I'm looking at his announcements, and he was only. I remember he was pushing 4,000, literally last month. The 20th of last month, he was on 4,000. Now he's on 14,000, and it's like, how do you blow up that quick? You just get lucky, I guess. Like one video gets lucky, and
that is insane growth. I mean, the thing is though, is that a lot of subscriptions I've noticed particularly is it's not when you start gaining traction. Like if you can have 10,000 subscribers, doesn't mean more people will subscribe.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
A lot of it I've found has come from having consistent videos. If people see that you upload daily, they're much more likely to subscribe.
Or bi-weekly. Hey.
Yeah, like no, if you upload like consistently,
yeah,
they're much more likely to subscribe because they know you're going to upload more.
Mm-hmm.
If you upload once and then go 4 months without uploading, and then upload twice and then upload,
who does
don't
that?
go for months.
So here's actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this now because this is kind of the plan that I've got.
Okay, go for it.
After I finish school, right? I think that I've got the skills for YouTube. I just don't at the moment have the time or like the ethic for it yet either. The time or the ethic, so like the work ethic. And I feel like when I leave school, I'm gonna probably take a gap year, and I'll probably only get an apprenticeship anyway. But in that time, I want to do something like work part-time for like any company which I can find, just in like retail or something like that, and just work something like 3 days a week or something like that. I don't really care which days, and like those other 2-3 days a week, just so I'd still have one day off. I want to just work consistently 9 to 5 on YouTube with a 20-minute break for lunch, and maybe like keeping care of myself when like standing up and like, you know, making sure you don't get any of these desk problems from sitting down
blood clots,
looking at screens all the time. Blood clot 2020, like the 2020 rule with like the eyes and stuff like that. And I just want to do that for a year, and just because I think if I did that, I could probably upload maybe twice a month, so once every 2 weeks, and that's probably doable with doing like I don't know how many hours that would be a week. If it's 3 days working 9 to 5, I don't know how much that is, but it'll be a decent amount of time, maybe like 20 hours or something like that each week. So 40 hours for a video, that's plenty of time.
If you blow up, you're dragging me with you, and I'm fine with that.
Dude, no, you guys are coming along with me for the ride.
Absolutely.
I don't know, like on the one hand though, I've never really known about this stuff though, because like when do you leave your friends behind, especially with that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, so I've noticed this, not a lot. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I look into this constantly, but it's at what point? Oh, wait for my mic against my mic. It's at what point do you separate from the people you know and kind of brought you up? They might be slowing you down.
Yeah, I mean, say you got overnight thousands of subscribers, enough where you can make a living off of YouTube now, right? Would you just abandon people? Like, because you wouldn't have time for some people. That's just how it would be. Because then this is your job. It suddenly becomes your job.
Yeah, it's your full time. Like, if you're playing, let's say you became a Siege YouTuber. If you're playing Siege, you're looking for content.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Serenity burnt out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Poor old Serenity.
He played it so much and for so long that he just collapsed on himself. He
so
came back
much
for a while and it was great, but he just crashed again, and that was, you know, it was obvious.
It's like I feel like being a streamer would be really fun.
No,
but I think it
would kill you mentally.
Kill games eventually.
Yeah. And especially if you're
it.
tailoring to a big audience, like an American audience.
Yeah.
In England, that means you're going to be awake for mental hours.
Yeah, and like if you are English, right, that the biggest viewers are from America.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Miss out on the biggest time of the day? No, you're going to not sleep.
I don't know about the polls, but I'm convinced most of the people in my Discord are probably American or Australian. It's like
probably.
It's.
I
mad.
think most of the people in this Discord are, I don't know, they might be American actually, but I thought they were like mostly European. But I think the people who I actually talk to on a regular basis, they're European.
Yeah.
But like maybe some of the other people, there's quite a few Americans, but I don't think there's that many. No, I don't think there's that many Americans on the grand scheme of things. But that's not.
Yeah.
That's not like about this. I don't really know, man.
So we don't have long left.
No, not.
Is there anything that we have to talk about?
What games have you been playing this week?
Oh,
you've not been playing any.
yeah.
Well, you've not really been playing.
No. I have been doing.
Playing any games on your phone?
I have been playing Polytopia, which is a little strategy, like an isometric strategy game on your phone, a bit like Civ, but very, very simplified. Very good fun. And I've been writing my book finally.
You've
Properly
been writing a
doing
book?
it. Yeah, I've been working on it for months and months, and I'm finally getting stuff written down.
Cool.
I'm just in early stages. I planned it all. I've got the full timeline, which is about 6 pages of bullet points, and now I'm just expanding those bullet points into paragraphs. So I'm going to keep expanding it, and I've done.
What's the book
I've done
about?
the first chapter now. Well, it's part of a larger fantasy thing I want to do, but it's the first installment and sort of me dropping myself into it. And sort of getting to grips with what I'm doing here. I don't know if I ever want them to be published, but I want them to be out there. I want to have people read these things.
That's some nice fantasy.
Yes, I hear good fantasy.
Yeah. Do you think the viewers will be able to hear it?
Yeah,
they'll be able to hear us just talking over him as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so I think my mic is cut out or something.
That bombshell. It's time to end the show.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I feel quite
hello?
bad actually because he's trying to tell us about his fantasy world and Discord's like, nah.
Is Discord cucking?
Actually,
Discord really cucked you.
You got to like fantasy world and like.
I thought you were calling my dream of getting it published fantasy.
Oh no.
Okay. Anyway. So this story is the first one of like a massive like timeline of things I want to do over vast millennia and different areas and shit. And the first one is just a short Monster Hunter story, pretty much.
Okay.
It's just an introduction thing, a first try, and see what I can do with that.
Well, you got to start somewhere, ain't you?
It's pretty good actually at the moment. I'll see where it goes. But anyway,
I mean that's pretty much all you can do.
What games have you two been playing, Rover?
All right, so. I've not been playing all that much on account of the schoolwork that I've been putting in this week, which I'm quite pleased with myself that I managed to accomplish something this week.
Yeah.
That wasn't sitting on my ass, so I'm quite proud. Other than that, I've been playing Black Ops 4 still.
I heard it earlier. I joined the
I've
podcast
actually not
and
been
I
playing.
couldn't hear you saying that. But anyway, yes, Skyma, yeah.
I've not actually been playing any games this week. Like I have played The Witcher, and I played some chess, but that's about it. Like I've done so many essays.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, I've done like 4 essays, and
Are these
I don't
video
think I even
essays?
handed one of them
or are
in.
these are proper essays, right?
These are like proper essays, and today I just sat down and I wrote the whole thing about Destiny. Like I got, I think I started writing at about 10. Like I kept on adapting stuff because I was writing it wrong, and then like I think I got done by like 2:00, and I had my lunch. And by the time I had my lunch and like spoke with my parents and everything, it was 3:00, and I'm like, I gotta voice this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm voicing it and like everything like that, and I get done with voicing it.
But I'm thinking. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good motivation. I'm entering my last semester on Tuesday. So that's 12 weeks of hell, and then after that, no more education for the rest of my life.
Dude,
I know.
You're not going to do a master's?
Fuck that. Nah. It's
How
actually
old
not
are
a
you,
master's, it's a
Ben?
doctorate I would have to do.
Oh, have you already done a master's then?
This would skip the master's and just go straight into the doctorate.
Okay.
It's pretty rough.
Dude, that is kind of rough.
But I'm not going to, because fuck that. I don't want to do that. As far as I'm concerned, my university is a backup if my writing or YouTube doesn't get me money.
I like that because the thing is though is that you can kind of do that on the side as well. It's like YouTube and writing can, like, even if it makes you literally nothing for years, you're still doing something right now. You've always got that like as a backup plan, and I think you need a backup plan. But
it's so rewarding
if you're going to do that.
It really is.
Yeah, if you're gonna, it is. Yeah, backup plans are. they kind of keep you motivated, because a lot of people's backup plans, they're either doing something to fuel what they actually want to do.
Yeah, or distract yourself.
Or a distraction from
Boredom.
And I think people underestimate the power of like doing something you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can just lose
Like
myself.
I think too much nowadays.
was
People dismiss hobbies on the grounds that you're not doing anything
they say it's a
productive.
waste of time, but honestly, it's not. I can lose myself writing. I was writing for most of my time on holiday. But anyway, Skymo, what you say?
Exactly.
I can't even remember, man.
Okay, well, we're 1 hour 5 minutes, so
that sounds like a good place to wrap it
that
up.
is okay. So,
All right,
hang on, I'm the
outro.
host here, bitch boy. Sit down, co-host.
I'm already down, bro.
I got
I'm
really
already down.
deep towards the
Okay,
end,
so
I'm quite happy with today's
this has been
discussion.
the Tavern Podcast. It's gone from scuffed to pretty deep with a bit of politics in the middle. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week, maybe.
Hopefully,
Okay. All right. Goodbye. Have fun. See ya.
unless somebody else goes on holiday.
That's true. Any plans? Okay. All right. Bye.
See ya.